Hello and greetings from Massachusetts. If you live in Massachusetts, especially in Norfolk or Plymouth counties, then you have probably noticed rocks that have been stacked by the early Americans. Parts of Massachusetts have been founded since the 1600s. Originally, while looking at these rock stacks, I thought they were possibly battle zones where there are bunkers or burial sites. Then I made an observation the other day that all these rock stacks are close to water areas, such as a creek, a pond, or a large lake. These rock stacks would help to put pressure on top of the ground and prevent more ponds from forming. Another observation for these rock stacks is that the water areas are at the end of the rock stacks. The water areas are also several feet from the rock stacks. This would help early pilgrims in getting fresh water that would form into a well, and better drinking water. The next thing that I'm going to show is my invention. This invention I really thought about, and it is about pressure. My theory in this invention, and it's hard to prove a hypothesis, is that pressure would be a constant force being emitted from this invention. This constant force would help with telecommunications. My opinion is that Wi-Fi units are a technology that could use a ground wire. A ground wire is essential because it provides a safe path for excess electricity. The Wi-Fi allows for other Wi-Fi units to connect to the Wi-Fi equipment, and a person needs a password to log in with their account. The Wi-Fi signal would travel freely through the air. If it hits the ground, then it may not have a lift for the Wi-Fi signal to connect to something. It would possibly crawl up the wall or something similar to that instead of jump or hop. In creating this invention, I thought about aerodynamics and how to create some lift, just in case this machine was having trouble lifting the original signal. I do have one of these inventions currently in the room that I live in, and it's kind of boring, so instead of showing you an actual picture, I decided to make this animation. This invention uses a large cottage cheese or yogurt container and a small yogurt container. The large container needs the lid still, so I've just shown you the lid and also the small cottage cheese container. There have been 4 different holes punched into the container using a hole punch for air to travel in or out of the container. My theory is that the pressure would emit outward of one of these holes and possibly create a vacuum to where air is also coming into one of the holes. These dotted lines are to show that the container is closed. However, for this demonstration, the dotted lines help with showing that this is a transparent of the container. The small container is placed inside of the large container and floating on top of the water. The lid is added on top of the small container and pressed down so that the water level rises and the cup is submerged into the water. In this example, there could be an equation created such as P pressure equals the volume of water divided by the amount of submersion of the cup. However, I'm just happy with my little invention and hopefully it works. Thanks for watching this video, and remember to share, like, and subscribe. Have an excellent art day.